Listen. The San Antonio Spurs are really impressing me. They're really impressing me. And the reason being is because not only did they beat the Hornets, because beating the Hornets isn't enough. All right. Beating the Hornets would not have been enough for me. Just like the Detroit Pistons game, beating the Detroit Pistons would not have been enough for me. They beat them down. And that's what's important. They beat them down. And there should be no room for questioning here. I've been saying this over and over and over and over again, trying to hit it home that this whole narrative that they don't give Wemby the ball, they don't pass Wemby the ball, they don't lob Wemby the ball. And maybe, just maybe, the reason why Wemby wasn't getting the ball is because they didn't know how to give him the ball. Maybe, just maybe, Wemby wasn't getting the ball as frequently as we wanted. It's because Wemby didn't know his spots. Now the team is starting to come together a little bit. And this is usually what happens, right? It's around the January mark where you start getting things going. You start learning each other. Maybe, just maybe, that's what happened. That's it. No, see, that's what I'm saying. Texas, this is what I'm saying. This is what bothers me. See, you're throwing out a narrative. Stop with the narrativizing. Stop with the narrativizing, please. For the love of God, stop. We're not ESPN, okay? Like we're not Skip Bayless here. Stop with the narrativizing. Maybe he got threatened. Maybe Popovich's job got threatened. No, stop. He's been consistent this whole time. Stop with that. That's not what happened. That's not. You want to know what happened? Here. You know what? We're venturing off, okay? This is another segment. This is what happened. This is what happened. I knew this the entire time, but Pop went ahead and confirmed it.
A lot of similarities between the two organizations. I think here in Detroit, sometimes it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. In your situation, where do you find the hope and the belief that there are better days ahead?
Go faster.
Well, I think that's just
Let's go faster.
You have a choice. You either believe that or you believe the other, and you become a defeatist. Everybody has ups and downs in their lives, personally, professionally, and the old sort of boring comments about you don't know who you really are until you've been knocked in the teeth a little bit.
Listen,
you gotta get back up.
Texas, listen now. Listen.
Sounds kind of trite. And
I love you, Clan, but man, no. Let Texas listen. Okay, he's talking to you.
Swarmy to some degree, but it's absolutely true. And
the media bullied the Spurs to pass to Wemby. See, we're narrativizing again. Shem, listen. Yes, listen to Pop, okay? Shush.
So you hope that the players that you're coaching have the character to understand that it's a process, that it's not instantaneous, and you hope that yourself and your coaches understand that you have to have the patience and know that it's a teaching situation. It's not a, when I was with those Hall of Fame guys, there was a lot less teaching and a lot more adjustment.
Now, this is the part where everyone was saying, Popovich, why aren't you coaching? Why isn't he coaching? It's like, you got to take the baby steps first before you even get to that point. Our entire time of being Spurs fans, okay? Our entire time. And I don't care who it is, by the way. People can say, I've been watching the Spurs since the 70s. I don't care, okay? The Spurs have been good for a very long time. They've been a winning team for a very long time, okay? Never could get over the hump, but they've been a winning team for a very long time. It doesn't matter. As long as we've been Spurs fans, we've been accustomed to excellence every single season. But the reason being is because even when we started off with Duncan, we had vets. Okay? So this is a different situation. This is what every team goes through. But fortunately, we have Popovich to seek us through. So listen to this, okay?
Like during games.
Hold on.
Teaching and a lot more adjustment. Like during games. You come up with this play because of this, or you change these lineups or these matchups. Or you play a little bit of a different defense, but you make those decisions during the games when you have your team set and you're ready to win championships. This is totally different, where it's more about teaching to try to get people to that point where they understand what it takes to win. And that's a whole different dynamic. It's a whole different practice situation. And then you hope that you have some of those games where you can do something as a coach where you might help somebody win a game.
Yeah, it's like, how do you start to race when you don't even know how to drive yet? Like, that's the problem that I was having with so many people. It's like, allow them to learn first. Everyone keeps jumping to things, like just jumping to conclusions. Maybe this happened. Maybe that happened. No, maybe they're just young. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe they're just inexperienced. And I hate that we can't give this team. How could you not give this team the benefit of the doubt? Like, seriously, how could you not give? I get accused of being a homer all the freaking time when it comes to the Spurs. All the time. People say, oh, you're just a homer. You're just going to go with whatever they say. No! I've been watching. I watch this team. I watch what the franchise is doing continuously. And they usually, for the most part, 90-something% of the time, make good moves. I can't get angry with this franchise. They always make good moves. They always make the smart decisions. All the time. It's a few times. And that's the thing. People will bring up like very specific situations. Well, Clan, what about Luka Samanic? What about... Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. You had a bust in the draft. Okay. Like every other team, go look at any other team and look at their drafting and see how well they do compared to the San Antonio Spurs. That's my problem. It's like, you got to compare us to other teams. Every other team sees the Spurs as great, but Spurs fans. That bothers me. That bothers me. So all I'm saying is, I hated the narrativization of what these guys are doing, that they're just trying to show out. They just want to shine. No. They're just young, and they're playing with the player that no one in the NBA has ever seen before, this type of talent. Even to this day, when they try to give him ball, it's like, it's still ugly. When they try, they're still ugly, but it's night and day better than what it was at the beginning of the season. So I just hate that, man. I hate it. And it was really going Sohan's way. It was going Sohan's way of quite a bit. And I get it. I do get it. I get it because... with Sohan, he has the personality that he kind of like, he will get under people's skin. But he never once got under Spurs fans' skin. I don't know why Spurs fans attacked him the way they did. It's probably newer fans. I don't know. But I don't know why Spurs fans attacked him like they did. Thank you, Gregory. Hold on. Let me hear. Let me read what we got here. Andrew gave me a super chat. He said, you made me a fan of your work, bro. Not a lot of Spurs love like the way you show it. Oh, thank you. And then Gregory said, at least here, let's put an end. Yeah, we're not doing it here. Let's put an end to these silly narratives. Patience is paying off. We will dominate with Wemby in time. Preach, Clan. Yeah, dude. We'll be fine. I just hate it, dude. I just hate it so much. You don't understand how much I hate it. Leave that. Like I keep saying, man, leave that to freaking Skip Bayless or whatever. Leave that to them. I don't watch those shows anymore. I haven't watched Skip Bayless or First Take or any of that stuff. I haven't watched that in years because I started to realize the narrativizing behind all of it. It just turned into, okay, there's no analysis here at all. It's just assumptions. Well, maybe this player's thinking this. Maybe this player's thinking that. Maybe they're doing this. And I'm sorry. I don't want to play this. Look, maybe just maybe Popovich, who's around the team continuously, these players that are around each other continuously, would know a little bit more about what direction they should go in for the season than maybe we would. Now, one thing about Popovich, and I will say this, okay, this isn't for every single team because there's some coaches where it's like, what are we doing here? But I think Popovich earned the benefit of the doubt. I'm sorry. I'll just say that. And I think anyone would agree with me outside of Spurs fans. But I think that with Popovich, one thing that he does with players is he tries to make sure that he puts you in the most uncomfortable situation imaginable. And the reason being is he wants you to get better at the things that you're bad at while still, perfecting the things that you're great at. He could have easily went into this season and said, Sohan, you're just going to do your power forward thing. Okay. We're not going to do anything else. He could have easily did that. He never does that. No matter who's on the team, he tries to put you in situations to make you a better player. Every single player that's good faith. Okay. There's only two that I have in my mind that's very bad faith. We know who we're talking about. But usually when players leave San Antonio, they will say, I became a better player because of Popovich. And that's why. You can look at, you go back to Richard Jefferson. Richard Jefferson talks about this, how Popovich saved his career because he became more of a spot up 3-point shooter. And obviously, as time went on and he played for the Cavs, it helped him, right? Championship bound. Like, he does this with everybody. He tries to make sure you become the best possible player you can. And the byproduct of that is winning and championships. And that's what he did with this young team. Sohan, yeah, you could go to your natural position. I don't think the Spurs, I'll be honest, I don't think the Spurs would have won more games early on. I'll just be real with you. But yeah, you could have put him in his natural position. But no, he put him in the point guard position. And now, regardless of what people say, I don't know what games they're watching, Sochan is a better player now. I'm sorry. I know that might be mind blowing. I get tired and sick of seeing like these journalists and seeing these writers put things out there. These even YouTubers put stuff out there saying the Jeremy Sochan, that experiment just didn't work. It just didn't work. It failed. What are the Spurs doing? And it's like, dude, if you're paying attention, he makes better reads than he did last season. He's seeing the court better. He's not just going direct. He's not going down the court and back to the basket as soon as he gets to the 3-point line. He's not doing that anymore. His head is up. His eyes are out. He's looking for the open guy now. He's a much better player than he was. But hey, nobody notices because nobody cares. And, I don't know. They just look at the stat sheet. They look at the highlights, look at the stat sheet, and then come up with a conclusion, I guess. See what I'm saying? Texas still doing it. Okay, now you're just trolling. He says Sochan not even dyeing his hair now. Maybe he's depressed. I think you're trolling. I think you're trolling me. I'm pretty sure you're trolling at this point. You don't mean that. But yeah, I don't know. That's my rant. Stop the narrativizing, man. Stop it. Yeah, the Spurs are who I thought they were, okay? Character-wise, as far as these players. And it's starting to come together now. Oh, you weren't kidding? That's sad. That's sad, Texas.